Alright guys, Papa Pepper here at the Abundant Harvest Homestead, back once again. This one's going to be a little different, as a lot of them kind of are. But what I'm really going to be talking about today is just kind of being real with you guys and kind of asking and then answering the question, because I periodically get it. I would when I would blog daily on Steemit. A lot of times it was 7 days a week, 4 posts a day. And then some years ago I went down to 4 days a week, 4 times a day still, but only 6 days a week. And periodically, you know, there'd be ups and downs. There'd be times when people would be able to make hundreds of dollars off of one post, just sharing something online. And I know that's like a whole realm of things that most people don't even want to consider, but that happened. And then there's times when you'd make a couple cents. So in those ebbs and flows, you'd see a lot of people just kind of pile on and work really hard and be like, yeah, give me some of those hundreds of money. And then all of a sudden it'd be like a nickel and people would be like, I got better things to do. And the price would rise again and everyone would flock back on and be like, oh yeah, sorry I was gone, my life, you know, this and that, and come back. But people would periodically ask me, because I kind of stayed consistent through the whole thing, do you ever feel like giving up? And the answer to that question point blank is, yeah, about daily. About daily, I feel like giving up. Now, not every day, but the days you do feel like giving up kind of are often enough and frequent enough that, on average, it comes out to like a daily type thing. That's just the reality of things down here. So many times I'm up to things and people will kind of peek into my life and they'll look at something, they'll be like, wow, I don't know, man, that seems like a lot of work. And lately I've kind of been coming back with, well, everything's a lot of work. You know, getting out of the bed in the morning is a lot of work. If my litmus test to determine whether something is too much work or not is if it's a lot of work, I'm not going to do anything. I'm really not. But that's not the life I signed up for. That's not the existence that I have. There comes a point when you've set yourself on a certain course, you've involved yourself in enough things, you have a certain understanding about reality, the real world. And I'm not even talking about this physical world, you know, but the real world, the reality of it all, where you no longer have that leisure to just give up. You no longer have that leisure. Like, I can't, with a good conscience, sit there and say, yeah, I'm just going to throw in the towel, I'm going to give up. These past 12 or 13 years have been real interesting. It's been a really good time for me, spiritually. And as I've just kind of transitioned into a completely, it's like a parallel universe from the world I used to live in. But I'll tell you what, in that old world, you better believe I struggled with depression. I know a lot of people who chose not to make it out of that life alive, you know. They had other options and they took them and they're gone. It's real to be able to have ebbs and flows in this life. It's real to be able to have ups and downs. And life can be a struggle. Life can be real. You can feel like giving up. But also, you are specifically created to fill a certain niche. I don't like saying niche. I like to say niche. There's a certain niche, you know, in the ecosystem that a lot of plants and animals fill. Well, there's a certain niche in existence, in humanity, that you fill. Whether it's to your wife or husband, whether it's to your children, whether it's to your brothers or sisters, whether it's to your community, to your neighbors, to your friends, you're the one who is there at this point in time to fulfill whatever it is you've got to do. I've got a lot on my plate. You better believe I do. But I've also chosen to kind of allow my niche to be carved out a little differently. So now I have 6 children. Now I have 1 wife. I never wanted those things before. I just wanted to only have to worry about myself. Whole different parallel universe I'm living in these days, you know, a much different existence. But wherever you're at, you're the one who is there to fulfill whatever needs to be fulfilled right now. There's a certain amount of responsibility that we each have. You know, I just spent a while, I don't know if you know, the amount of work to pick snow peas like that. Now I've got a couple varieties of peas that work really well for these, and then there's some other ones where they're just going to be peas that we shell. But it takes an amount of work. These don't have any of the little flower ends on them. They don't have any of the little caps on them. I just sat out here by myself because everyone's got some different stuff going on. Right now I've got about an hour left of just kind of busying myself and taking care of business before I shut myself down and kind of head into the weekend and cease from all this for a while. But the point of this is that if we're honest about it, I bet we all feel like giving up at times. I bet we all need encouragement. And that's one thing too, like even on this this channel, earlier I put out a video and I saw that by the time it had 6 views, it had 4 thumbs up. And it was only a couple minutes after I put it up. So what that means is that there's 4 of those 6 people who are watching it who from the get-go was like, all right, Papa Pepper put out a new video, let's hit that thumbs up button right away. And I know that those likes and dislikes help the algorithm, that they're making an impression with somebody and then they feel compelled to either hit up or hit down. And I know that comments do too, like with getting to see where things wind up or how much they're promoted or, you know, kind of queued up for people with the whole YouTube algorithm thing. But behind the page, you know, behind the video, behind the screen, it's really encouraging for us too. You know, we all need encouragement. Honestly, on YouTube for a while now, we normally make right around $200 a month. If you think about the amount of stuff we do for that $200 a month, it doesn't justify it. If my only goal is financial, it doesn't justify it. If that's what I was looking at, I would definitely have given up a long time ago. You know, I could leave home for one day and make that equivalent money. You know, I can make $200 in a day doing some things where I could do that one day rather than, you know, take 24 or 25 days out of the month and put forth all that effort to create the stuff to send out to you guys. So I do appreciate the fact we can make $200 doing that. But I also appreciate the fact that people leave comments and they say, you know what, this really meant something to me. Or, hey, I like this. Or, hey, I learned something today. Or, you know, your kids are cute. Whatever it may be. And you're going to find, you know, there's been people who've showed up before and were sad I didn't reply to every comment or things like that. Wow, a hummingbird right now is over by the comfrey. That's beautiful. That's one of the reasons I got this bench up here, just to enjoy it. But there is a hummingbird. I don't even know if I could share it with you guys. It looks like a ruby-throated hummingbird. It's got some definite red on it. But, oh yeah, that I don't like reply to every comment. The deal is too, remember I have 1 wife and 6 kids. I feel like giving up anyway. I feel overwhelmed a lot of days. There's so much going on. A lot of things I do are a lot of work. It's just not the way it's going to be on this channel. And other people have showed up and been like, man, I thought you were a homesteading channel. I've showed up in the past 3 videos that have been about, you know, turtles or something. Who told you I was a homesteading channel? You know, I'm a homesteader who happens to be a channel, but even from the time I kind of came online, one of the first things I say is, you know, Papa Pepper, and it says wild man. I think even if you look at some of my stuff, maybe it's Instagram or something, it says a wild man of a homesteader. There's other sides to me, you know. Not every video is going to be specifically focused on my fatherhood or my husbandry or my wild man, you know. I may be shooting carp in the head with a bow and arrow sometime and cooking them. I may be just hanging out with my kids. I may be gardening. I may be doing something else. It's just my life. Hopefully some of you guys appreciate it. And if you would, if you made it this far into the video, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know if you like me just kind of open up and struggling in front of you guys. It's not a cry for help. It's not, you know, anything like that. I don't believe in mental health days or things like that. I just wanted to share, you know, because I'll tell you what, I am happy. I've got a lot of joy in my life. It's a blessing. It's fantastic. And I stand in awe at it a lot. And not putting on a front, not putting on a facade. I know you look at some people, whether it's like YouTubers or other thing, and everything's like, you know, like, oh, look at that, like, whoa. And sometimes I'll make a goofy face for a thumbnail too or something. But sometimes that's all you get from people. It's just kind of the, oh, you know, the flex in the front and the expression, the whatever. Life's deeper than that, and I don't mind going deeper. I don't mind being honest. I don't mind sharing. So, also, just to kind of, I do change things up the way I do things. You'll notice maybe my intros and my outros are a little shorter. Okay, There's somebody who cares about us and our family, and they said, you know what? If people don't watch all the way to the end, that actually hurts your videos, it hurts your channel. You know, you may not want to have the same 30-second outro every time, because then people are going to be cutting it off sooner and it's not going to help. They gave me that information. So I applied it to the past couple videos. If you guys are out there and there's stuff you like about our channel, feel free to leave a comment. You know, pause this right now and tell me a couple of things you like. And if you don't, if there's things that you don't like, just too many snakes, man, dude, too many snakes. You know, people have said that. Feel free to let me know. A lot of times I try to warn people ahead of time. You know, have one in the thumbnail or have one something like on just like the So Many Herps video. There's just, you know, reptiles everywhere. Some of them happen to be snakes. So there was one in the thumbnail. There would be some turtles and lizards and snakes. So people know from the get-go there's snakes in this video. I can pass on it. I'll come back later. Or, you know, how to keep your children safer on snakes. It was there from the get-go just to let people know, hey. But if there's things you really don't like about, you know, maybe it's my editing. Maybe it's the music choice. Maybe it's too much FaceTime. Maybe you want to see more stuff other than this ugly mug. I was joking around with a friend last night. It was like 2 in the morning, and I could see he was active. And I'm like, "You're still up?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Man, that explains a lot. Lack of beauty sleep, huh?" I said, "Same here, you know." But whatever it is, guys. And then to kind of come back full circle on this thing, life is a lot of work. A lot of us are going to feel like giving up for a ton of reasons, and we only have a limited number of options. There are people who are probably depending on you. There are people who you may play a bigger role in their life than you even realize. But it's because of who you are, your consistency with who you are, and the fact that you're being there as much as you can, despite whatever situations we're dealing with. That means a lot to people. And don't think for a minute that we all just have the opportunity, the leisure, the freedom to really give up. We can do things. But there's a lack of wisdom in a lot of things a lot of people do. And I would just kind of caution people to choose wisely how you live. If you may be in a similar situation to what I am, I don't have the freedom to give up. I really don't. And I wouldn't want to. You know, and I think as people kind of point out too, especially in my one video I talked about just kind of covering something with poop. Poop is a foul, nasty thing. But it can be an encouragement to a plant or something like that. You know, it can be nutrition. It can be a fertilizer. It can help it grow. And a lot of times the character that's developed in our life is because of the times we were ground to a pulp, because of the times we were up against the odds and we had to persevere, because of the times we felt like quitting and there was nothing left into us, and we made it through. Those are kind of the defining moments in our life, and those are the times when something else happens. And I think that while they're not always welcome, let's make sure that we don't miss that opportunity. When I was in the jail ministry, I used to tell people, you know, maybe God loves you enough that he would rip you out of your life because you're on the wrong path, doing the wrong things, leading to the wrong eternal destination. He would rip you out of your life, throw you in a cage, and say, you know what, think about what you're up to. The point is, and then if you don't think about what you're up to, if you don't realize it and you go and you don't change your ways, maybe he loves you enough he's going to do it again. You know, if you're up against the wall, if you're having a hard time, if you're struggling, let that serve its purpose in your life so that you can come out changed. Because if there was a purpose in that and you just kind of like, oh, I'll just kind of put it off to the side and I'll sulk my way through this, and you know, tomorrow will be a new day, and you didn't get the point. Sometimes if it's really something that you were meant to get, you'll wind up in that situation again. So let these things serve their purpose. I was struggling earlier today. I was having a hard time. A lot of things were just, and I've got so much to do. I've got to get this fence up. I got to get my kiwi trellis back up. I've got wood to cut. I've got weeds coming into my garden like crazy from the area I never suppressed. I want to put a rock wall behind here. I've got some rock pillar fences to do over there. I got to build up my pastures. I got to shear a couple sheep still. We got the really shaggy ones, but there's a couple other ones that could have a trim. So what am I going to do? If I don't do anything, it's all still there. If I accomplish a couple of those things, I've got less to deal with tomorrow. You know, that's it, guys. Hopefully this blesses some of you. If not, give me a thumbs down and let me know why you didn't like the video. Go ahead. You know, it helps me on this side. It really does. Otherwise, guys, be blessed. You guys will probably get this after the weekend, maybe Sunday night, maybe Monday. So have a good week. And I'm going to go have a good weekend. I'm going to make a snow pea salad. I'm going to cut this all up, mix it with some other stuff, put some dressing on there, stir it all together. Feed a small army with nice raw food. All right, guys. Papa out.